President Trump hosting the first ever White House crypto summit, vowing to stop the government's war on a valuable asset.
Last year, I promised to make America the Bitcoin superpower of the world and the crypto capital of the planet, and we're taking historic action to deliver on that promise, as you know, around the table. Yesterday, I signed an executive order officially creating our strategic Bitcoin reserve, and this will be a virtual Fort Knox for digital gold to be housed within the United States Treasury. That's a big thing, Scott.
Here to discuss, Kevin O'Leary, chairman of O'Leary Ventures. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Can you just explain what this means? This is a big deal to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Why is it so important, and why didn't the previous administration do something like this?
The most important part of this whole announcement and Friday itself was signaling that the regulatory environment is going to change on all things crypto. As you know, the last administration under Gensler at the SEC, the way policy was being administered was through litigation, trying to interpret the existing laws into the new technologies of Bitcoin and all the other technologies in crypto. And it was a mire of just lawsuits. That's changing. That was the signal. And the Bitcoin reserve is actually, more importantly, about that, but there's $17 billion in it right now that's been seized. What is being signaled by President Trump is that that's going to be kept by Treasury as an asset. And he's not adding to it right now, but that, and a lot of the industry wanted to see some percentage of assets kept in Bitcoin. But that's not as important as what he did in signaling regulation. That's stack number one. Number two, and this was very important, is that we have been debating the American dollar and digitizing the American dollar now for almost 5 years. One act was from Gillibrand called the Stablecoin Act, and more recently, the Genius Act with Senator Haggerty. These acts are going to merge. They're going to be co-authored. And digitizing the American dollar is probably the most important and largest aspect of crypto we could do, because every commodity on earth is denominated by the American dollar. We don't want the Russians and the Chinese and the North Koreans and South American countries trying to come up with an alternative, which they are talking about. We want the dollar to rule, and this is how you start. It's the largest market. It's a multi-trillion-dollar market. And this is the lowest hanging fruit. Bipartisan bill going to be hitting the floor soon. I totally support it. Real action was not on Friday. It was Thursday night in dinners being held all over town by all these crypto people from around the world coming into Washington. I went there. That's the signal I got. So go Gillibrand, go Haggerty, merge it together, get it through. Lots of opposition from Elizabeth Warren on this one, but I think her party's going to abandon her on it. We want the American dollar digitized. Yeah, this is very important. What do you say, Kevin, very quickly, to investors out there? Is this a good time to invest in cryptocurrency? You know, cryptocurrency should be thought of in two buckets. One, you have speculation in the price of Bitcoin. Everybody's been tracking that from 16,000 to over 100,000 and down 10% a day. You need a lot of fortitude. You need a stomach to handle that. But it should not be your entire portfolio. It's no different than owning gold. I own a 5% weighting in gold in my portfolios, and I own a 5% weighting in crypto. They've both done very, very well over the last year and been hedges against inflation, which is not bad. But what we're really talking about, and what the president is signaling here, is let's bring the people who develop these technologies back to the United States, because we've chased them out through litigation. And so he's signaling to them, come home, let's develop digital payment systems like we talked about digitizing the American dollar, because that's a great idea. It's a signal, and it's powerful, and the world hears it. The world hears it, and we're excited. It's an exciting time. And Kevin O'Leary, thank you so much for your insights to this today. Take care.